Hello and welcome to Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 11th December 2024. So let's get started with our discussion. There are many articles which are relevant from our examination point of view in our today's class. So please be focused on this articles. Okay, let us see the first article. See this title, guys. So international relations is going on for you, right? So there is one important article from West Asia part. So see here, Mohammed al-Bashir named Syria's interim prime minister. So what is happening in Syria?
Syria's prime minister come out of the country and come into it.
He was ousted. That means he was forcefully sent out. And now interim government had been formed and interim prime minister is now nothing but this Mohammed al-Bashir. So where is this Syria located? Can you tell me which are the countries bordering this Syria? Egypt, Lebanon, next, Turkey, next is Iran is sharing boundary, Iraq or Iran? Come on, open your atlas, very good. It's Iraq. Okay, so can you tell me some rebel organizations or groups which are working in Syria? ISIS, okay, next. Next. Okay, so do you know the history of the Syrian civil war? So what is the reason behind this Syrian civil war? Arab Spring. So what is this Arab Spring is about? Removal of? Okay, so this topic is about Syrian crisis, which comes under your international relations from GS paper 2. And this Syria is part of your West Asia. And even you have to see this from GS paper 1 under geography as well. And exactly what you have to see is, what is this Syrian civil war? And you have to see what is the history, when it started everything, and you have to see what are the major causes for the Syrian civil war, and you have to see what is the impact of this civil war. Especially you have to see from India point of view how it is impacting India, and as well as how it is impacting globe. That means global impact of this Syrian civil war. So these are the things that you have to focus. And apart from this, you have to see map as well, map of Syria, and you have to see in which area particularly which groups are working and what these groups are doing. And these groups are belonging to which kind of parties, everything that you have to know. So from this area, you can expect this year mains question. So in which area you can get question in this Syrian civil war history, or it may be causes, or it may be impact on India or impact on different countries. And even you have to focus on like which countries are involving in this Syrian civil war. Apart from this Syria, which countries are influencing this? So which countries are giving support to this rebel groups which are working in this Syria? So like that, you have to know like how countries are interconnected regarding what is happening in a country. Okay. So because of this, if you know which countries are supporting, you can easily understand what will be the global impact. Okay. Now let us see this in clear. So let us go to the history first. So you can see this is a map, right? Okay. So this is a map of Syria. So this red color part is your Syria, and the countries which are sharing boundaries, Israel here, Lebanon here, and we have Jordan here, and we have Iraq, we have Turkey here. So if you see, you can see different colors. So actually this entirely this part is nothing but no longer government control. So this area will not be under control of government. And here you can see small orange color part where it is having the boundary with Israel. So here Israeli forces, they are operating in this region, and this blue color region is rebel control. So rebels are controlling this area. Actually now why it is in news, because so this is a third area which had been under control now, that is Homs. So which is under control of now Israel. Israel occupied that Homs. So because of this is in news now. And next one here is this pink color part is, here we have Turkey, right? So Turkey is also influenced in this region. So this pink color part is under control of Turkey. So here we have Kurdish forces here. And this yellow color part is also here, Kurdish forces which are there here. Okay, so this is the region that you have to see. Turkey based organization groups are there here. And we have like Kurdish forces, and we have influence of Israel here. And as well as we have rebel control. So these are like 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 organizations, they are working here. And only here the opposition party which is present here in this Syria. So this is the map of Syria, and you have to know. And especially you have to see countries which are sharing boundary. Why you have to see the countries which are sharing boundary? Every year in UPSC prelims, you will be getting at least one question regarding the countries which are sharing border with a country. So earlier, because of Russia-Ukraine crisis, the Ukraine map is in paper. And next, because of Afghanistan issue, Afghanistan was in news. And this year, we are expecting either this Israel-Palestine or this Syria will be there in your paper. So you have to see all these things. And even you have to see here, which sea is this? Mediterranean Sea. And you have to know about the countries which are sharing boundary with Mediterranean Sea, Caspian Sea, Black Sea, Red Sea. So these are very, very important. Okay, now let us see what is the history or the key factors which is shaping the Syrian civil war. So first one, if you go back to 1971, Syria had been ruled by Assad family. So already I think Sandeep sir discussed about this Assad, who was everything, right? So actually at that time he had an authoritarian regime. So what is the meaning of authoritarian regime? He is the ruling king, okay. And after his death, his son. So normally during this authoritarian leader, we will be following heredity. That means his family will be ruling. So after his death in 2000, so his son came into power, and he is controlling this family grip on this area. So actually what happened in 2001, Arab Spring came up. Arab Spring is nothing but they want to overthrow monarchy and they want to establish democracy. That means it is nothing but pro-democracy protest. Okay, so actually at that time during this 2011, so most of this West Asian countries and as well as Middle Eastern countries and North African countries, they were under rule of monarchy. So because of the spread of this Arab Spring, they overthrew this monarchy and they tried to establish democracy in that time. And this is also an important reason that led to this Syrian civil war. And next one here is this Arab Spring also, sometimes it had began with peaceful protest and they later on went as a violent repression, and that led to finally armed conflict. So this is about just what is the history of this Syrian civil war. And later on what happened, because initially this Arab Spring was a peaceful, but that led to later on violent. At that time here, rebel factions that came into existence, especially there are 3 types of rebel factions in this Syria that you have to know. So first one is Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. So it is responsible for capturing and controlling of most parts of Syria, especially some regions like Damascus, Aleppo, Homs and Hamas. So they were under control of HTS. And later on, we have this SDF, that is Syrian Democratic Forces. So this Syrian Democratic Forces is Kurdish. That is nothing but Iranic ethnic group, because it is also having boundary with Iraq, right? So here we are having some ethnic group which are commonly living in this Iran and Iraq. They are having some control in this Syria. That is nothing but Kurdish group, that is Syrian Democratic Forces. And next one here is Free Syrian Army. So already you know that Turkey is also sharing directly boundaries. So Turkey is also having influence. From Turkey we had this group called as Free Syrian Army. Okay, so apart from this, even there are different countries that are involved in the Syrian civil war. The first one is Russia and Iran. So these countries, Russia and Iran, they are giving support to Assad. They are Assad primary allies. So who is this Assad? Who was authoritarian regime in that region. And Here these countries, they started providing even military support and as well as strategic backing for this Assad, who is king or monarch of that Syria. And US and Turkey, they support anti-Assad faction. Why? Because US is a democratic country. That means democratic country will be always supporting democratic regime. That means it is anti-Assad faction. And next one is Israel. So Israel given Syria's historic support for Palestine. So here Israel has conducted strike against Assad forces. So whenever any person who is ruling that region who is supporting Palestine means enemy's friend will be always enemy. So you have to remember this equation in international relations. Our friend's friend will be our friend. Friend's enemy will be our enemy. And enemy's enemy will be our friend. So actually here who is the friend? So Israel. So here let us take the countries. Israel is there. Here Syria is there. So Syria is supporting Palestine. So here Palestine and Israel, they are opposite. That means what is the relationship between Syria and Israel? They are anti, right? So here Syria and Israel, they are having anti relations. But who is supporting Syria? Syria is supported by Russia and as well as Iran. And what about US? US and Turkey, they are supporting, they are also anti, right? So they are also anti because they are pro-democratic. So who are the friends and foes of Syria? So Syria, Russia and Iran are friends. Is Syria, US and Turkey and Israel, they are enemies. Okay. So these are about which are the countries involved in this Syrian civil war. And even if you see US and Russia, they are enemies here. That means enemy's enemy will be again friend. So like that you have to see this equation and how that equation is working in different conflict areas in our world. Like you have to see Russia-Ukraine issue. So which countries are supporting Russia and which countries are supporting US. The same here. So here, and you have to see Israel-Palestine issue. So which countries are supporting Palestine and which countries are supporting Israel. So like that you can see so that you can understand this part, that is global impact. So now tell me here US is supporting, it is supporting democracy. That means it is supporting which kind of forces there? Okay. So that means how the global impact will be? So if something is happening wrong in any other country, will it having impact on any other country? So what will be the impact globally? Okay, so if you see the global impact, Syrian crisis is happening. So because of Syrian crisis, what is the impact on Russia? So Russia will be supporting this Syria or not? That means for Russia, is it economic burden? And what about US? US is anti. And next one is Israel. Israel is also anti. Okay, so now let us see India. Take India here. So for India, Russia is a friend and also US is a friend. If India is supporting this Syria, then what will be the impact? We will be getting good relations with Russia because Russia is obviously supporting this Syria. Then what about US? Again, Trump came into power. So in this context, tell me what will be the future of India and US relations if India is supporting Syria? Are you getting my question? Whether there will be any impact on our India-US relations? Okay, USA already came back from that. So again, Trump came into power. He will not involve. Is there any guarantee? So whether any foreign policy of a country is constant or static? No. Even India is not having a static foreign policy. It is changing according to the needs. Then, so what will be the relationship between India and Russia? Okay, what is the stance regarding Israel-Palestine issue regarding India in the recent developments? So India wants to support Palestine, right? So India is saying that Israel needs to remove its troop. That means recently United Nations resolution, India also supported this United Nations resolution. So till now India is silent on this. But what happened? The foreign policy of India is also changing now, right? So India is also supporting this United Nations resolution which says that Israel needs to come back or remove its troops from this Palestine. So now tell me, is there any need that we have to read this topic? Because India's foreign policy had been changed regarding this India-Palestine and Russia-Ukraine crisis. So is Russia is there here? Yes, now tell me. So what will be the impact? So what will be our future foreign policy? Is it a challenging? So tell me how it will be going to change. So if you are a foreign affairs officer or if you are like a foreign IFS officer, then if you have posted in this is Syria, unfortunately, then how will you maintain the situation? How you will be handling the situation? Will you sit silent? You will come out. So if you are coming out, then you will be not showing your dareness. You are not fit for that job actually. 3 months break. For what? Health issues? Leave. 3 months leave. So did you study your ethics? Then in that ethics class I said. Okay, let us see, this part is very, very important. Like what is the global impact? So this conflict has displaced millions of Syrians. So because of this, what happening? So whenever any conflict is happening, any region, obviously people, they have at least some bother about their life. So they will be coming out of their countries. They are called as refugees, right? So here the largest refugee crisis in the world history which happened because of the Syrian crisis. And United Nations reports are saying that about 5.5 million Syrian refugees, they live primarily in Turkey, Lebanon, Jordan and Europe. Is it good for a nation? Like whenever they are accepting the refugees, is it good? No. So is there any refugee convention so far? So what is that convention? Refugee convention year? Forgot. So what is the year of refugee convention? I think IR sir said about that. So did India sign any refugee convention so far? No. Okay, and next one here is whenever something is happening wrong in Syria, if any rebel groups are operating, so can they have connections with the terror organizations? Yes, of course. So there will be increasing of terrorism and as well as extremism. For example, ISIS. ISIS gained name and fame because of the Syrian crisis. Okay. And next one here is economic impact. So here if there is anything which is happening, especially in this important sea route areas. So these countries are sharing directly boundary with Mediterranean Sea. And Mediterranean Sea is also very important for global trade, right? So if there is anything wrong which is happening in these countries, can it affect trade? Yes, right? So this conflict will also disrupt trade routes and as well as economic activities in this region. So especially West Asia is very famous for oil. So it will be affecting energy securities of the countries which are dependent on these West Asian countries, particularly India. Okay, and next one here is human rights violation. So whenever there is increasing of abuse of human rights, and whenever they are using chemical weapons, whenever they are using missiles, etc., that will be causing loss to life, property, infrastructure, everything. Okay, so in this way you have to see, and you have to think about even how our foreign policy of India is going to be changed regarding West Asia, because nowadays we are increasing relations with West Asian countries. Can you tell me some examples like how we are increasing relationship with West Asian countries? Come on. Defense. Yeah, defense. Which country? Russia. I'm asking West Asia, not Russia. With Israel? Defense, for example, Barak missile, Barak 8. Next. Recently, Saudi Arabia king visited India. So what are the agreements that we made? In which area? Come on, recall. Saudi Arabia agreement. Did he came or not? Ah. In which areas we had agreements? Very good memory. Infrastructure, example. So what is IMEC? India, Middle East, Europe Economic Corridor. So we are connecting from where and where? India to Europe, which is having how many routes? Rail route, sea route and rail route. We are connecting with Europe. Next, for that, East West Asia is important. Yes. Next, can you tell me some advancements? Think. Recently, UAE also we had met. So what are the things that we highlighted in that met with UAE? Yes, UAE got BrahMos. UAE also asking for BrahMos missiles from India because India started exporting of BrahMos missiles, for which country it exported? Philippines, right? And now 3 countries they are asking for BrahMos missiles. In that 3 countries, one is UAE. That means we are also going to increase our defense exports to UAE. And how the trade between India and West Asia? Any idea? So are there any Indian people they are present in West Asia? People to people contact is more. That means we have to maintain proper relations. If something is happening in India, it is affecting citizens of India, right? So because of this, whether it will be having impact on remittances? Yes, because West Asia is the one area where you are getting huge amount of remittances. So if something is happening there, if the people of Indians are dying there, it will be affecting economy, everything of India. So is there any relation? So I hope that you understood like why you have to read this Syria and how it is important for India. Okay, now let us see next article. See this. High Court filed report on cracks in houses in Bageshwar. So what is this article talking about? Not earthquake. Cracks on houses. So tell me what might be the reasons for this cracks on houses, cracks in houses or walls, etc. Plausible reasons. Okay, cracks in houses, especially where you will be seeing these cracks on walls, right? So one possible reason is earthquakes. Apart from this,
Deep mining.
Yes, deep mining. Next, so deep mining, because of that, where we are seeing earthquakes, in which area? Deep mining is causing, yes, Jharkhand. In Jharkhand, because of this coal mining, which they are going for deep mining, you can see like temperature is very high. Because of that high temperature, the cracks are happening in the walls of houses in that region. Apart from that, earthquake is another reason. And tell me some other reasons. Okay, poor quality of construction. Earth structure. That comes under construction, everything. Next. So have you heard about this Joshimath sinking? So what happened in that area? So this region is also very much near to that region, Joshimath. And actually, around 6 months to 1 year back, you might have studied about this topic called as Joshimath sinking. So what are the reasons behind this Joshimath sinking? Yes, metamorphic soapstones mining happened. So because of that mining, there is shrinking of that entire Joshimath region. So this region is also having the same kind of phenomena now as this Joshimath sinking. So here just see about what are the causes of this Joshimath sinking and what measures can be taken. That is enough. Okay, it is also related to shrinking region. So here you have to know about what are the causes and what are the measures. Tell me what are the measures can be taken now? What are the measures can be taken? It is not about earthquake for sure. It is about mining. So tell me what are the measures can be taken to prevent this kind of incidents in future? Yes, very good. EIA. So what is EIA? Environment Impact Assessment. So can you tell me how many steps are there in this EIA? Again, environment and ecology, guys. What is environment impact assessment and how many steps are there? Three. So tell me the steps. Environment impact assessment, 10 marks question in 2022 if I'm not wrong. Direct mains question. So explain the steps involved in environment impact assessment. Open your environment notes and say this. Sir, given detailed notes on that. Okay, let us see. So from which subject it is important, guys? From GS paper 1 under geography, and from GS paper 3 under environment and ecology, and from GS paper 3 under economy. So how it is related to economy? Tell me. Mining comes under which sector? Mining comes under which sector? Agriculture? Primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary, quinary. Fine. Agriculture and allied sector comes under primary sector. Check it once. Which sector is this mining? So here, negative impacts of mining comes under environment and ecology, and under which sector it comes, and you have to see GDP contribution. So what is the contribution of this mining to our GDP? You have to see that, because whenever mining is happening, so you know that recently Wayanad landslides, which is also one important reason, mining. So because of this mining, disasters are happening in our country. But why still we are not going for stopping of that mining? That means it is contributing to our economy, so that it is unavoidable. So here you have to see like what is the percentage of contribution of this mining to our GDP, so that we are not able to stop this mining in our country. Am I making any sense here? So if you are not stopping, that means it is very important, right? So why it is important? So from that point of view, you have to see, especially you have to see about what are the advantages of mining. So whenever we are going for mining, we will be extracting resources, and how it is contributing to economic growth, and directly how this sector is contributing to our GDP. So these two areas that you have to see. Okay, now let us see in detail what is this article talking about. Uttarakhand High Court has appointed 2 advocates as court commissioners to investigate reports of cracks in houses in Bageshwar districts, because it is caused by soapstone mining. So the same case which led to this Joshimath sinking. Okay, and if you see what are the reasons for this Joshimath sinking, actually this Joshimath is located on a site of an ancient landslide. So this was found in 1976 report. So at that time, because of wherever any region which is present in that landslide, there is some possibility of sinking of that region. So this is the one important reason that they find. Apart from this, even this area is present on old landslide debris, which is composed of boulders, gneiss rocks, and loose soil. So it is also one important reason. And there is a very high rate of construction in this region, and as well as very high rate of developmental projects like hydroelectricity projects which are there in this region. It is also an important reason. And apart from that, because of this Vishnu Prayag which is present there, and we can say there are natural streams which are present there. So because of this also erosion happened, and even this region is also heavily under floods because of monsoons, etc. So these are some important reasons. Apart from that, you can also add about this mining region. So here, if you see what are the measures can be done, the first one here is sinking is not at all good for the people. If the cracks are happening in on the walls of the buildings, then what happens? So there will be possibility of falling down. So if the falling down of buildings will happen, that will lead to the loss of life. So because of this, first of all, we have to relocate the residents to a very safer place. So here there is also a chance of getting case study that if you are a district collector in this region, so you got a report of increasing of cracks on walls of the villagers, and villagers they came and they submitted a report of cracks on the walls. So as a district collector, so what are the options that are available to you, and what is your course of action, and evaluate each and every option. So in this way also you will be getting question for sure in your case studies. So you have to be focused on that. First you have to go for relocating of the people, and you have to go for proper investigation, like what is the reason behind these cracks, whether it is because of drainage or whether it is because of lack of proper development, everything. And next one here is we have to go for shutting down of developmental and as well as hydroelectric projects, and we can also go for replantation in this region. Okay, and even we have to incorporate sufficient number of disaster response forces and as well as state disaster response forces to take care of providing some activities in that region. Okay, see this article. Arvind Panagaria says issue of surcharge is complicated. So what is the keyword here? Surcharge. What is this surcharge? Cess and surcharge. What is this cess and surcharge is about? So let us talk about surcharge. Okay, another concept is cess. So from which subject you will be seeing this? GS paper 3 economy. Okay, so what is this cess and surcharge first of all? Is it a tax? Yes, these two concepts are tax on tax. So whatever the tax you are paying on this tax, again they will be adding tax, that is called as surcharge or cess. So what is the difference between these two? What is for specific issue? Okay, cess, whatever the amount they will be collected, they will be using for a specific purpose. So can you tell me some examples of cess? For example, education cess, Krishi Kalyan cess. First one, next one is Swachh Bharat cess, like that. So whatever the amount they collected, they will be using only for these purposes. But if they are using for any other purpose, okay, that is called as surcharge. So this is the basic difference, and this was the question 2017 prelims. Difference between surcharge and cess. Only which can be used for any other purpose, it can be used for only specific purpose. And see this article, ISRO Navy carry out recovery trails for Gaganyaan mission. What is the keyword? Gaganyaan mission. So what is this Gaganyaan mission is about? Human sending into space, that is human space mission. So how many members are going to be sent? 3 or 4? 4 or 3? 4. Check it once. I think if I'm not wrong, it is 3. Okay. So here Gaganyaan, it is a mission by our ISRO. So you'll be getting a question is in your prelims like Gaganyaan is a space mission of which of the following country? India, Russia, like that. You can get that much simple question also. It is by ISRO. So under this Gaganyaan, there are 3 flights will be sent. So under these 3 flights, only one will be containing humans and other 2 are unmanned. That means there will be 2 unmanned flights and 1 human space flight. Gaganyaan system is having a model that is called as orbital modules, and we are going to send around 3 Indian astronauts out of this. So they are not astronauts, but they are from Indian Air Force. Okay. Yeah. So see this image later on. And what is significant? So what happens if we are sending this Gaganyaan into space? So it is a space mission. So what is the significance? Tell me. So why we have to send humans into space? Significance. So what we are going to get? So why we have to bother? Why we have to send the humans directly into space? Name. Okay, which kind of name? Okay, so top 5 countries. So which are those countries who sent humans? USA, Russia, China, Japan, next? Another India. Okay, so tell me what is significance. Is it economic loss or not? No.
Even by economic loss, we can get more.
Okay, so what will be the advantage of this mission? Come on, think.
More countries come and want to
Okay, so can we increase investment in India in space? Already because of this Chandrayaan 4 only, and Chandrayaan 3 success and Chandrayaan 4, so many countries are looking towards India. And recently India also launched European Space Agency's mission. What is the name of that? Proba 3. That means we can increase investments and we can attract even space tourism. Yes or no? So India is very much famous for medical tourism. In the same way, we can also run space tourism. Next. It will be helpful for space tourism. Next. Come on, tell me. And we can showcase that what are the missions that are launched by India. They are very cost effective compared to that of other countries. Next. Okay, it will be also helpful for Indian space station, not Indian space station. So it will be also helpful for Indian space station. So can you tell me the name of Indian space station? So what is the name? Bharatiya. What is the space station name of India, which we are going to build? So by which year we are going to have our own space station? 30? No, within 6 years is it possible? 2040? See this. Next. 2047 Viksit Bharat. Next other important significance, guys. So you'll be getting this kind of questions only. So what is the significance of Gaganyaan mission? So what is the significance of Aditya L1 mission? 2035. It is not 2047. Next. Next, what is significance? What we are going to get? Economic growth. Okay, let us see. The first one here is it will be helpful for enhancement of S&T levels in the country so that it will be inspiring the youth. So whenever we are making this kind of launches, whenever we are sending that, so increasing of awareness in the youth so that we can attract more youth into this technology of space. And this one is we can also involve numerous agencies, laboratories, disciplines, industries and departments so that obviously we can improve employment opportunities and economic growth of the country. And next one is it will be helpful for industrial growth. So we can go for indigenization of our space technology, right? We can improve our technology of space in our country. And next one is we can decrease our space imports so that we can save our forex reserves. And next one here is we can also increase private participation. Even, can you tell me any other private sector launch which happened recent past? Mission? Skyroot. Next. Vikram. Yeah, so those are like private participation. So whenever we are encouraging private participation, then what will be the advantages? There will be increasing of competition, increasing of quality. And next one is we can also go for development of technology for social benefits, because recently we studied that we are going to come up with a portal where farmers will be directly interacting with scientists regarding weather forecast. So without this kind of developments in the space technology, can we do that? Can it possible? No. That means we can use this kind of technology for the benefits of our citizens. That comes under social benefits. And next one is we can also improve international collaboration. So different countries can invest in our country and we can have the good collaboration with the different countries. So these are the some significance. Yeah, say this article, say this image. What they are doing? Fishing? Fishing. Okay, so have you studied about this seasons topic? Seasons in which subject you will be seeing? Okay, seasons comes under GS paper 1, geography. So can you tell me how many seasons present in India? Okay, what are they? Spring, winter, summer, rainy or monsoon season. Okay, so I am talking about seasons, but here they are showing image of fishing. So what is the relationship between fishing and as well as seasons, guys? Is there any reason?
Winter season they will put they will leave and they will not collect any fishes.
Okay, why in winter season they will not collect the species?
More productivity.
So how many of you wrote geography mains questions in the test? So in that test, I think I gave one question regarding what is the impact of seasons. So in that impact of season, you can add this point like, so during summer season, fisherman needs to go long distances. They have to travel long distance to catch the fish. But what is the advantage in the winter season here is they will be available near to the coast. So the advantage here is they can travel very less distances to catch the fish, because most of the fishes, they have breeding season during this winter. So during this breeding season, they will be very much close to the coast. Okay, so here you can add this point in your geography notes in the seasons, that because of this seasons, the pattern of the breeding will be changed in the fishes, so that it will be helpful for the local community. They will not go in the far away distance to catch the fish during the winter season. Okay, so that is the thing that you have to remember. So it is just an add-on point. In India only, in Visakhapatnam. So see here, another article, India skills report ranks Kerala among the top states for employability in India. What is this article is about? Kerala. It is about India's skill report. Okay, I want to ask one question. So what is unemployment rate in India? 9.2%. So one important reason for this unemployment is more population, less skills. But here this report is saying that Indian states, especially Southern Indian states, you are having good skills. Will you accept this? So what is unemployment rate in your AP, guys? Rohit? You don't know? Then where are you from AP? You have to know that at least, right? So what is unemployment rate in Telangana? Telangana, guys. You have to know at least some facts regarding your state, because in your interview, the questions will be on your state first of all. But AP is ranking 4th in the skills and employment. Will you accept that? Chandrababu government came into power how many days ago? 5.1% in Telangana. AP, check and tell me at least. Anyone from Kerala here? Akhil, he's not there here. Okay, so whenever you are writing about any answer regarding skills or unemployment rate in India or economic growth of our country, you can add this report. So actually here Kerala ranks 5th in employability among Indian states with a strong rate of 71% according to India Skills Report. So India Skills Report is saying that yes, especially South Indian states of India, they are performing well in employment opportunities. They are providing employment opportunities, and unemployment rate is low compared to that of North India because of they are having good skills. So even can we connect it with TFR? So TFR in South Indian states is more or less? Less. Why? Because literacy level is high. So along with literacy and as well as skills, can we say that these states are providing good employment opportunities for the people? So that is the thing that you have to see here. And especially you have to see which organization released this report. This report published by talent assessment agency VBox, okay? Talent assessment agency VBox. You have to see that. Okay, now let us see in detail. There is a very strong workforce in Kerala. So in Kerala, employment rate here is 71%. That means they had well prepared workforce, and they are suggesting that they are having good education. they are having good training systems so that students, they are aligning with the market dynamics or market demands. For example, after completing of BTech, if you are not having the skills, do you get the government opportunities or any like employment opportunities from industries? So will you be get selected in the campus selections? No, right? So here they are having good education systems and good training. So because of this, they are aligning with the market demands. And even especially 87.47% of employment opportunities are there in this group, that is 22 to 25. That means we can understand that this state is especially focusing on skill development, that is contributing for the state GDP, and that is leading to the increasing of state economic growth. And next one here is they're also focusing on female empowerment, especially Kerala is ranking 3rd for female employment rate. And next one here is in the national context, overall employment rate is 54.81% across India. That means even though if you're comparing with other less developed countries or developing countries, India is doing well. And in India, Kerala is the leader overall. That is the thing. And say this article, mental health, cyber crimes, climate change are threats to human rights. So what are these human rights? Very good definition. Tell me, what do you mean by human rights? These are the basic rights which should be given for humans for the sustenance of their life. Okay, so actually we are saying that there are threats to human rights. So can you tell me some incidents which are leading to the violation of human rights across the world? Okay, society is done. Tell me about what are the reasons or what are the causes of violation of human rights in India. Okay, first let us talk about India. So what are the reasons for violation of human rights in India? Can I talk about caste discrimination? Can I talk about manual scavenging? Next, tell me some examples now. Can I talk about Manipur violence? Manipur violence. Next. Next. Communal violence, Naxalism. Next. I am asking about India. Human rights violation. What about stampedes? Next. What about spurious liquor? Next. How many people they died in Bihar? Next, give me examples. Because of landslides in Wayanad, how many people died? 270 only? Not the correct name. It is not correct number. Next. Examples. Mob lynching. Cow vigilantism. Honor killing. Honor killing, yes or no? Next. Yes. Human trafficking. Yes. Caste couching. Hema report of Kerala. Next. Casting couch. Next. Yeah, cyber crimes. Deepfakes. Okay, now tell me globally. Major incidents at least. Okay, Syria crisis. Ukraine-Russia war. Israel-Palestine issue. Next. Terrorism. Next. Next. That is one example of terror organization. Next. Piracy. Next. Hijacking. Bangladesh. Yeah. Ethnic violence. And even in Bangladesh, what is happening? Violence against religious minorities. Next. Next. Come on. What is happening around you? Tell me that. You are preparing for UPSC. Sri Lanka economic crisis, okay. I said about Rohingyas. Yes, religious sanctions. Ban on abortion of US. Next. So how you are promoting human rights? Now tell me, yes, till now we talked about what are the reasons, but now tell me what are the organizations that are present across the globe for ensuring of human rights? Okay, NHRC at India level, that is National Human Rights Commission, and we have States Human Rights Commission. Globally, United Nations Human Rights Commission. The next, United Nations Security Council, which wants to ensure peace and security. Next, ICJ, International Court of Justice. Next, International Criminal Court. Next, we have United Nations along with the 6 principal organizations. Come on, think. And even we have IMF. If there is any economic crisis or balance of payment crisis, countries can go to IMF so that they will be getting loans to ensure human rights protection. Next, come on, everything is interlinked. Now tell me from India point of view, how government is taking care of the causes of this. Manual scavenging, we can go for automation. Okay, next. Yes, Cyber Interpol. Next, very good. Cyber Interpol. Next, come on, think, you can do it. So if you start thinking here, then only you will get thoughts in your answers, or else you won't. And you will be not able to write if you're not thinking here. SCST, Atrocity, Civil Liberties Act. Okay, next. For human trafficking, do we have any act? Next, are there any fundamental rights? Next. Next. What about judiciary? What is the role of judiciary in India? Whether it is taking suo motu case or not. For example, because of environmental pollution, climate change, so many articles that we saw that Supreme Court is directly taking suo motu action. For example, Delhi air pollution case. So directly Supreme Court asked Delhi government, like, what are the actions you are taking? Why are you not implementing this graded action response force of 4? Yes or no? Yes, judiciary also taking care of ensuring human rights of people. Next. What about NGOs? NGOs, can you tell me any example of NGO? Governance is done. Tell me how they are protecting human rights. Child education. Kailash Satyarthi, he is also Nobel Prize laureate. Next. She's Pakistan. I'm talking about India. Come on, think. You can do it, guys. Yes, our government is taking any steps or not? Okay, now tell me about what are the challenges. Even though government is taking lot of steps, still this violation of human rights is happening. Then what are the loopholes? Ethics, come on. What are the loopholes? No proper audit. Next. Nepotism, red tapeism, lack of transparency, lack of accountability. Come on, keywords of ethics. Lack of integrity, lack of honesty, lack of transparency. Come on, tell me. So what is happening in our government? How the work culture of our public organizations are there? So all these things that you can write here, okay? Clear? So this article is saying that there is no proper mental health because of increasing of work burden, because of increasing of discrimination. So it is not only causing damage to our physical health, even our mental health is disturbing. So because of this disturbing our mental health also, there is one threat to human rights. For example, if there is any psycho person, So have you heard this? The psycho person will be going on for serial killings. So have you watched this movies of serial killings? It is because of psychological defects. So because of that psychological defects of a person is also having, is also leading to the threatening of someone's right? And this one here is increasing of cyber crimes is happening every day because of advancements in science and technology. And next one is climate change, environmental pollution, everything. So these are the major 3 reasons for threats to human rights. So please write somewhere. And here you can see the data. Okay, so this data is saying that in India, elderly population of around 150 million by 2022 and is projected to 350 million by 2050. So these people, they are going to have the more threat. So government need to take more steps for empowering them to live full lives as a valuable members of society. Okay, so these people, they are having impact of mental health, more cyber threat, because they don't know like what is the literacy. Digital literacy is very low in these people, and even because of climate change, because of environment pollution, so these people are more vulnerable. That means as of now the data is 150 million of old people, and this population can be increased by 350 million by 2050, and these are most vulnerable. So government need to take more steps for empowering them. Clear? And see this article. PM Poshan Center to bear additional cost of 425.62 crore due to food inflation. What is PM Poshan? What is PM Poshan? Come on. So under this scheme, government is providing what? Okay, it is a centrally sponsored scheme. Okay. So actually under this scheme, government is providing food security for the people. But what happened? So there is food inflation. So what is the meaning of food inflation? There is increasing of price of food items in the market. So obviously what happened? Expenditure of government will be increased. So whenever you are writing about food inflation, you can write this point also, that government expenditure will be also going to be increased. Government burden, government exchequer. Okay, it will also lead to increasing of deficit. So because of inflation, there is also impact on administration. So to control this, what happened? So government, what are the choices which are present here? Okay, so there is increasing of food price. Okay, I'll write here food inflation. Food inflation is happening. It is having impact on this PM portion, which is ensuring food security for people. So here, what happens? So whenever there is increasing of food price, there is increasing of burden. How government can manage this burden? What are the choices which are present before you? For example, you are the head of so and so district to take care of this supply of foods under this Poshan Abhiyan. So there is increasing of food prices, and government is giving just 100 crore rupees, but to provide the quality of food and to ensure food security in your region, you need 120 crores. What are the options now available to you? And evaluate the options. Tell me, what can you do? Am I making any sense? Tell me. Tell me now. So actually government is giving 100 crores only to you, but you need 120 crores. Will you give 20 crores from your pocket? You will give 20 crores? By Usha contract. I don't have that much money. Next, tell me. What will you do? What are the options? So first one here is, okay, you can ask your higher authorities. If they are not accepting, then what will you do? First one is you can decrease supply. Yes or no? And next one here is you can compromise on quality. If you are decreasing supply or if you are decreasing the quality, can we achieve the aim and objective of the scheme? No. Then what will you do? Okay, decreasing of supply and giving good quality. So if you are decreasing of supply and giving good quality, everyone will be not getting food. Then how? The aim is to provide food security. Again, the food security is not achieved. Huh? You will be fasting per day to give food for others. Only one meal. So how many students or how many people you will be feeding with your one day food or one meal of food? It cannot be possible, right? So in this way also you can get, like, it will comes under work culture, topic of your ethics. Okay, see this last article of the day. To tango, actually this article is talking about India-Bangladesh relations. So what is happening in the recent past in India-Bangladesh relations? Huh? Land ports. Okay, development next. Development of land ports next. Border security management we are increasing. So what is happening in Bangladesh right now? Religious minorities, violence is happening. So who are minorities and who are majorities there? Hindus are minorities and Muslims are majorities there. Okay, so now here, which is the government formed in Bangladesh in the recent past? Muhammad Yunus interim government had been formed. And now here religious minorities are persecuted here. So why India is bothering about violence on these religious minorities in Bangladesh? Okay, so more Hindus are there from our country. So what? Apart from this, if something is happening wrong in Bangladesh, are we sharing boundary with Bangladesh? That means these people will fled into India, of course, yes. Again, it will be problem for India. Yes, refugees will increase. Again, it will be problem for India. Okay, now let us see here. What is this article exactly saying? So actually, ties between India and Bangladesh are deteriorating in the recent past because we had good relations with this Sheikh Hasina. And this Sheikh Hasina government has been called out and she fled to India. And now, at present, this Yunus government had been formed. And another political party in Bangladesh apart from Sheikh Hasina? Bangladesh Nationalist Party, who is the leader? Khalida Zia Khalida. So do we have good relations with this Zia Khalida? No. So the important and the major mistake done by India is having relationship only with this Sheikh Hasina but not other political parties. Okay, so actually our Indian Foreign Secretary, his visit to Dhaka and he wants to improve relations with this interim government now because again Sheikh Hasina will not come into power, that is 100% sure. So we are sharing longest boundary with this Bangladesh so that we have to maintain good relations despite of which government which forms there, right? So here our foreign secretary, he is on visit to Dhaka so that we can maintain good relationship with this interim government now which is led by Muhammad Yunus. And actually we are going to talk about some issues in that visit. So first one is attack on minorities and next one is accusation of Indians interface had been strained the relationship. So actually they are saying that because of this India's interference in Bangladesh, so that led to the straining of relations between India and Bangladesh. So we have to revamp that. So these are the two main agenda of this visit. And even in recent visit also we studied that we are going to have proper land ports and as well as proper border management. And we have to focus on improving of further more ties with Bangladesh. So that is the thing, nothing more than that. So this article is saying that our foreign secretary visit will be helpful for improving of a dialogue between India and Bangladesh so that we can maintain strong bilateral relationship. It is very much important for the regional stability. So if we are having the good relation with our neighbor, then obviously we will be establishing peace in our house, right? So in the same way, we have to establish the peace in the neighboring country so that we can establish peace and security at least the border area. Okay, and even we can decrease this political tensions in this region, and as well as we have to focus on preserving of our cultures because the most of our Hindus, they are present in Bangladesh. That means we have to preserve our culture also. Okay, so that's it, nothing more than this. Okay, so these are the important topics that happened in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding. Thank you so much guys for watching, and please do like this class and please do share this class to your friends. And one more thing here is we recently shifted our office from pillar number 36 to pillar number 21. It is exactly above Vikas Book Center in Ashok Nagar. So if you want to visit, you can come to this new office. Okay, and the location I will be sharing in the description box. Thank you so much guys.